We have Steve Harrigan in Atlanta who's reporting on this. So, Steve, the good news is that we can see dozens of children, potentially maybe even faculty members, that have come out of the structures on the grounds there and are now able to cross that road next to the football field and hopefully reunite with their family members or adults picking them up. Steve.
That's right. This is clearly a good signal that the immediate danger has been passed. Adults, parents, families are now moving to the school. They have permission to pick up their children. There's less running around that we saw earlier. And as you mentioned, this situation is just about 90 minutes in. This is a high school, 9 through 12, about 40 miles outside of Atlanta to the east. About 1,900 students involved. And as this shooting went on, most of those students were moved to the football field area. So now the situation has been cleared where they can meet with their parents. So some of the frantic movement that we saw earlier has slowed down. It looks like the situation is to a large degree under control. What we know now as far as facts go is that one shooter is in custody. We also know that there are a number of wounded who've been taken to a local hospital. What we did see through a news helicopter was that one of those people, a woman, was airlifted by helicopter. So at least one person seriously wounded enough to be airlifted out, several wounded taken to a hospital, and all resources are on the scene. The Governor Kemp promised that they do everything possible to help matters there. So you have the FBI, the Georgia State Police, as well as local police, a huge presence of police. Just days into the start of the school year, already a shooting about 40 miles from Atlanta. Harris.
All right, and Dr. Siegel is with me. Dr. Siegel is always great, as you know, Steve, to get us some information about where the victim or victims would be taken. Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia, is what Dr. Siegel is seeing. It's a level 1 trauma center. Does that match what you're hearing on the ground?
Wounded to Grady in Atlanta, about 45 miles away, would be one option. We are hearing some of the wounded have been taken to another level 1 facility, and that would be the Piedmont Athens Regional Hospital, which is a lot closer. So it's likely they could be going to one or both of those, and at least one woman removed by medical helicopter. So perhaps at least one person could be seriously wounded. We're not hearing about any deaths. We're not hearing any details about the shooter, but that shooter is in custody. We're about 90 minutes into this crisis right now, but it seems a lot calmer on the ground.
All right, with that reported one suspect in custody.